This is John Walton, and you're listening to the Power Play Point podcast with the Blue Liner on point and Anna Knox. Here's Wilson, and on the right circle, he scores!
Rebound loose, wild scramble in front, score! Ovechkin with a buzzer beater! It'll count!
And a hat trick tonight, number 21,
Spectacular! Braden Holtby!
Hello and welcome everybody to the Power Play Point podcast. This is your host, the Blue Liner on Point, talking to you live to tape from downtown, down clown, whatever you want to call it, Glen Burnie, Maryland. Yeah, we're out of sorts here. No sense hiding it. And it's kind of easy to see why. Boy. So yeah, we're it's another week here. It was a short week game wise, Caps fan wise. Boy, I gotta admit, as clumsy as my live stream was the other day, I'm probably just as ill prepared for this one, but got to get the word out, got to get the message out anyway. So, yeah, it's another week and 2 games, 2 losses, and we'll get through them. And with us, as always, prepping for well, this was not the birthday present I'm sure she wanted, but with us as always, the Mermaid Anna Knox from Centerville, Virginia.
Happy, I guess we can call it happy daylight savings Sunday.
Yeah, did that mess you up?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
it always
it-
messes people up.
It's crazy because I will say, I have a harder time adjusting when, the sun is setting at like 4:10. Because it's just like, I'm like, God, it's dark, it's gloomy, it's cold out. And now I'm like, oh, awesome, like more sunlight. But as soon as I look at the clock, I think, wait, how is it? Wait, it's almost 4. I'm like, where'd the day go? And it always takes a good, oh, I don't know, couple of days for my body to be like, okay, we'll get used to this. And then guess what? Then in a couple months when you're used to it, we're gonna go ahead and change it back. Just 'cause.
Yeah, I rolled over this morning. I looked at the clock and I was like, wow, I slept a long time. And then I remembered, no, you didn't.
Yeah. No, you didn't. You actually slept less. But yeah. So how's your weekend going?
Oh, it's going. I'm drowning my sorrows in some beer, not too much of the hard stuff, and dabbling in some cooking ideas I'm seeing online. Anything to
Mm,
distract me from our hockey team going to.
yeah,
But
yeah. I started like literally spring cleaning. And this is the stuff that drives my family crazy because I'm like, I kind of had an idea. And they're like, oh, I was like thinking, move furniture. I'm like, now, yeah, now that this needs to be like I have that kind of impetuous side to me, as my mother used to call it. I'm like, why not now? Like, you're all not doing anything, so help me move the couches. But today was yeah, washing an area rug on my deck, as one does on a Sunday afternoon when they're. But then I get my frustrations out with a little bristle brush and being like, what the Caps? What are we gonna do in the next 19 games? So yeah, I just took my aggressions out on this area rug.
better the rug with the brush than a shit zoo.
True.
Don't you have a DIY project going on? As
Oh my
if
gosh.
we were.
Yes. So, and this is kind of what sparked it was we have like a leaky faucet in our bathroom, like in the shower. And so my husband decided, we're just gonna go ahead and we're just gonna fix that. So we opened up part of the wall. So there's a big, huge wall. But now, of course, it's kind of creeping me out a little bit because, like, not that anybody would be in the house and God, no one's going to be a peeping Tom if I'm in the shower. But it's just like, this feels really weird that this is so open. That somebody could come in, but they're not. But, anyways, that's me obsessing over all the horror movies I watch. But yes, so as soon as we agreed to do this and I started to type my password into or my name into our podcast, there's all this like sawing and stuff going on. And it's like, I'm like, wait, what? We have to do this now. Wait. So
So
if I'm
that was his version of now. Yes, now.
100%, I'm like, and that's where, I mean, like the look was like, are you kidding me? I was like, but I was gonna, okay, do you? Thanks. So I gave you the heads up that if I'm like in an F-bomb rant, which I could be today, and I mute, it's because I've been overpowered with whatever's going on in my bathroom sound wise with the tool, not any other reason.
Yeah, and
It's
I
good
forgot.
times.
Yeah, and I totally did not read the timing right. It's a little different. Pardon me. My cat likes to eat his lunch,
Oh, right.
um,
Like
or his
4:45 or
dinner
something.
his dinner just before the rest of us humans even think about our dinner. So we might spill into that time. So if you hear an angry cat in the background, that
Right.
will be why. Um,
Makes sense.
so we're going to stumble along in this thing, however we can. Um, but yeah, it's not it's it hasn't been a fun week for Caps fans, and but we're still here for you. We're going to try to be as much as we can.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, let's nothing more to it. Let's at least try to recap the on ice action,
Okay.
what there was of it.
Hmm.
First game was this past Tuesday, the 3rd. So 3-3, hoping it'd be a lucky 3 for us. No, not quite, not to be.
Nope.
Utah came.
They
Pardon me.
they talk out their three, but
Yeah, they
not
got
us.
theirs. We didn't get ours. Utah came into town for the first time this season. Um, Caps obviously in a must-win situation here, and they must not have gotten the message because they didn't win this one. Quick recap of the scoring: Dylan Gunther 11-12, 28th Keller and Schmaltz, the helpers on that one. Take the 1-0 lead. Then they go on the power play immediately after. Sergachev gets his 10th on the power play. PK gives up another one. Special teams played a big ass part in this one, surprisingly and unsurprisingly. Keller again and Gunther, the helpers on that one, 13-23, 2-0 Mammoth. And then Caps would go on the power play themselves. Pierre-Luc Dubois continues his comeback.
Hmm.
About probably one of the few Caps that um,
The shining.
has shining and has gotten his game back and is playing well enough to be worthy of mention. Besides the score, the scoreboarding he's doing, Rasmus Sandin, coincidentally enough, another one of those players with the helper, 1927, and you know what that means. this another magical McNugget minute goal. So hope everybody ignored. Well,
That too.
I ignored it. I ignored it because I had lunch taken care of for me. But hope you enjoyed if that was your proclivity the next day, Wednesday, 1927 again. So free 6-piece McNuggets for everybody who indulged was the word I was gonna say, trying to say. So 2-1 Caps at the end of the first. So second period rolls around, very low event until Caps went to the box again. And so yes, the guy that would always score against us when the Caps would play Buffalo. Well, Buffalo traded him to Utah early in the season, off season last year, I'm pretty sure. JJ Paterka on the power play, Cooley and Dursey, the helpers on that one, 18-24. So Mammoth would take a 3-1 lead going into the third. Okay, so it's knuckle down time. It's urgency. We need to see some. We saw a little bit, not enough. Caps would get another power play of their own. So who'd have thought the only 2 goals they get, and they're both on the power play.
Right.
And the penalty kill, which was supposed to have been better, gives up 2 of the 3 goals. Oy.
I think we kind of knew going into this week that it felt meh going into it. I think just our show was fine. Obviously, we were okay, and then we were on Sports on the Hill, and it was like, don't really care for the schedule. And then it was like a full moon. There was like all this weird stuff going on at my school. Like the kids just being like extra. And this wasn't the way I was hoping things would go. And I think we even sort of were hoping for one of 2 games to win this week.
Had to have at least one.
Yeah.
This should have been that game.
Yeah,
probably.
true.
But no, not to be. So Ryan Leonard would get the power play goal at 6:31. Strome and Chikrin the helpers. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. The urgency was ramped up. The game was ramped up. They managed to get almost as many shots this period as they did in the previous 2. Stop me if you've heard that before.
Hmm?
Oh, you have many times. I don't know what the
Stop! You can't do that.
Is it about this team and urgency when it's needed? But
Well, yeah. I mean, this is gonna be like, I think maybe like my Debbie Downer episode.
I'm trying not to make it so, but
I know, but it just kind of
you can't help it.
yeah. It's like we dealt with the urgency thing last season, and it was like, oh my God, they pull off a win in the last few minutes of the third period. And it's like, okay, but that's not always a good thing, and that shouldn't be what we're relying on. So why would you think that it would be a good idea to have that be a go-to this season? It's not the same.
No, it's not. You have a 40-year-old winger on your top line that you cannot rely on that much anymore.
Hmm.
And you give up too many shots
Hmm.
on the other end, and you cannot over rely, even though you do have an Olympic world-class goalie at the other end, but you cannot over rely on him either.
Hmm.
Sooner or later, you got to play as a team and pull your pants up and do what you got to do. Well, we didn't see it, or we didn't see enough of it. And mark what I said and double it down for the next game. I'm not even going to bother going over the rest of the stats, but as bad as that was, we weren't really very optimistic for the other game this week because you had the triple whammy of weekend early matinee,
Mhm.
um, national TV,
Yeah,
and
and that team.
well, Boston, who we never do well against, at least not in their barn,
And not in the
um,
afternoon.
and not in the afternoons, and 3 days off beforehand.
Exactly.
God.
It was just well, I will be honest, I did not watch this yesterday.
Well, you didn't miss anything,
Yeah.
especially in the
I
first period where nothing happened.
yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So, okay, I was thinking maybe, all right, we keep it low event. We got a chance. That got all taken away when the Caps fed the cat X-lax again, meaning they could not stay out of the box. Let's see. How many penalties did they end up taking?
Oh, I felt like it was something ridiculous, like 18 minutes, 16 minutes.
12
Maybe I was looking at
minutes.
12. Okay. Still,
Uh,
12 too many, especially
6
against a
minors.
team that knows it's got your number. Fucking McAvoy and come on.
And has a pretty damn good power play, especially at home.
Mhm.
And you couldn't be doing that, and well, they did. I think this was like their third or fourth power play they gave up, and sooner or later, they're going to get you, and they did. Pavel Zacha, his 16th at 4:07. McAvoy, who we just mentioned, and Pepsi
Mhm.
Pasternak,
Mhm.
um, the helpers. Good God, where has our offense gone?
That's a good question.
I'm
I mean,
looking at
seriously.
these numbers. Zacha has 16 goals. McAvoy has 38 helpers. Pasternak 51. I don't think we have anybody on our end even close to that.
No. Mm-mm.
What the hell?
Embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and that's been part of the problem. They can't score.
Yeah.
But the Caps would manage to tie it 7:21. Protus would get his 21st.
Yeah.
With Chikrin and Leonard, also his 21st assist. So a lot of 21s going on here.
Very nice.
Hoping for an omen here. Protus in front of the net after Leonard starts the play, and then Chikrin puts it on net. Protus puts in the garbage for the game tire at 7:21. So tied going into the third. Caps have a shot, and no, can't hang on to the tie, much less a lead. Victor Arvidsson, yeah, they were letting him. They were letting him. They were letting him out of jail like he owned all the get out of jail free cards in a freak Monopoly game or something.
Something. Sounds like it. I mean, just like I said, I didn't watch, but when I'm looking at articles and stuff, it's like I'm glad I didn't waste my time watching it,
No, and it was a national televised broadcast, and
which just
I
just means pro Bruins.
yeah, and among other things, and I tried keeping the synchronization with my TV and John Walton's call, and the stupid app lost the Caps feed, which was insult to injury, for about 20 minutes. That didn't make it any better. But yeah, this was they lost the lead here, and they pretty much lost the game here. Mittelstadt and Lindholm, the helpers on that one. Caps could not come back. They even tried. No, they didn't. No, good God, only 7 shots that period. I did not see any urgency. You at least saw some urgency in the third period of the Utah game. There
Mhm.
wasn't any here. None. Absolutely none. Um, we'll get to we'll get to the obvious why in a minute, but this team played like a team that had its soul amputated.
Yeah.
No, not amputated. Cut out with a goddamn chainsaw is what happened. Is what they played like. Heart and soul cut out with a fucking chainsaw. Dagger in the heart. Speaking of evisceration, Lindholm the empty netter at 1936, Pasternak the helper, and yeah, game over. Bruins managed 30 shots on goal, Caps only 23, but you only have to get 2 or 3 to beat the Caps lately because there is no scoring punch, not lately. And honestly, that's the only vital stat you really have to go over. Other than the shots per period, Caps could not manage more than 9 at any 20-minute session.
Single digit.
Single digits, yeah. So what time was that? Okay, 4:07. So that was the third penalty they had taken, and Justin sort of had 2 of them.
Come on now.
Everybody's game has not only hit a brick wall, it's gone backwards.
Yeah.
Not the time for that. And I saw a tweet by, an esteemed follower of the Caps, Ted Starkey, after the deadline deals, which I promise we'll get to here in a second, that said, well, we can go one of 2 ways. This team can go one of 2 ways. They can rally like they did in 2024 and manage to make the playoffs just on sheer guts, or they can curl up in a ball and just call it quits. Well, I think we're seeing the latter. We are sure as hell not seeing the former. Because
there's still time.
There is still time, but if in case I have not made it very clear, I'm not optimistic.
Yeah.
Not after what I saw this week.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to the obvious. Yes, this team has changed. No more John Carlson, no more Nick Dowd. As a result of the trade deadline. No, we did not see the new additions, David Kampf and Timothy Liljegren. We will not see them until the next game next week. So we'll go over the schedule at the end. So we didn't see them, didn't have the benefit of them, as it was decided they would go straight to DC and practice with the team there. But yeah, you had 2 longtime vets who were clear leaders on the team, and yeah, it had an effect, and the effect was a soulless, directionless team that played with no heart, no urgency, and I don't think that could have been any more obvious as to what we all saw yesterday afternoon. I'm going to dispense with giving my take because I said what I said on the live stream, which is posted. The recording is posted on both my personal Facebook page as well as the Power Play Point Podcast Facebook page. So if you want to see and hear what I said, how I stumbled through that because it was my first live stream, at least solo anyway, you can catch it there. So I'm not gonna waste time and bore you with how I feel about it. Although I think it's pretty clear what the end result of that was. So, Anna, you were a big fan of one of these 2 guys, at least one of these 2 guys that is no longer a Cap. So I think our listeners need to hear how you feel about all this.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll start with the lesser of 2 evils for me. Like, I'm bummed about Nick Dowd. I'm bummed. I also came to his defense recently when everyone was like, "Oh, he sucks," and this and that. And I was like,
Yes, you did.
so I came to his defense and was like ready to you know, C26 because he was already beating himself up and he knew what he had to do, and I felt like it was just there. I was surprised. I kind of thought of any position, anybody on the team, I kind of thought TVR would have gone, but whatever. Um, Carlson, it's a bit of a gut punch, I have to admit. Um, I think back to having met him. Um, let's see, shortly, maybe it was in 2017, for a children's cancer event that his wife hosted. So that, and probably one of the coolest, most down to earth people. Like if you didn't know that he was, this NHL hockey player, you would just think he's just a regular guy at a bar, just having fun with his friends. Like no ego, no nothing. He was incredibly pleasant, incredibly kind, and I'm like I just knew, I've always liked him and I've always come to his defense. Um, so to wake up and kind of hear that news was like a what? And then I was like, wait, what the like why would they do that now? And then when I was during the Boston game, I was having spicy Bloody Marys for my birthday with Stephanie. Um, and something came up and she asked my opinion and I thought, you know what? It's really weird that we talked about, some of the players and stuff last week and how kind of I said like going into this week something just felt weird. Something just felt kind of off. And then when I look back, I thought, you know what? Maybe we all did see this coming and we just didn't kind of state the obvious because he just kind of went a little MIA there for the last week or so. I mean, and there was like, of course, whenever someone's injured, we always hear about, we always get like an update. And I felt like I didn't really hear much and then didn't see much from him. And then he all of a sudden he's in like in a non-contact jersey, but not a lot was being said. And I thought that seemed kind of weird for someone who had been with the team for, you know, 17 years or whatever. I just thought that was odd. Like looking back, I was like, I wonder, you know, if something was kind of being planted. Well, obviously something was being planted then, and and then all of a sudden it's like boom, it just happened so quick. Like he was asleep and he finds out he's being traded. But I think that there were talks before that. I just really had hoped that for someone like him and for how long he's been with the team and all of his accomplishments. I mean, we can't not, eh, you know, golf clap all those amazing um, records he has and things that he's done for the Caps organization. I really had hope he would have retired as a Capital. Um, so, and then to go all the way to Anaheim, that's just, I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe it's easier than having him go to like the Pens or the Rangers, God. But it just seems weird. And, his kids are here. I always like that's like the family aspect of it too. And then it really hit me this morning about how much this truly sucks after not watching the Boston game, but being like he would have been a presence had he been able to play. But to see him in a Anaheim jersey, to see his picture, I was like, I don't like anything about this right now at all. And I haven't seen Dowd in a Knights jersey, and I don't want to. It's like your family, and you get used to it. And this is one of the reasons why I don't. People are like, "Oh my gosh, you must have a ton of Capital jerseys." No, I don't own one, and that's part of my superstition, but it's also part of my I don't like to get attached, and then have them be like, "Oh, I can never wear this again because he's now playing such and such." And Lord knows, yes, people have asked, what will I do if Tommy ever gets traded? not there. I'll be in therapy.
Something
Um,
tells me he is
he's okay.
he's an untouchable.
Right. But I'm just
I
saying,
mean,
but stranger things have happened,
yeah.
and so it just was kind of like what, and I'm like, okay, I hate that I even have to say this, but we've been doing this for so long that it is a business. You of course we get attached, but it's for whatever reason. These were the decisions that were made, and I don't agree with it. I don't think it was necessary, especially since last week we didn't think anything was going to change. So what did? And why are we shaking it up? And it kind of threw our boys for a tailspin because look at how they played, and in my text to you before was like, holy shit, this next coming week sucks. And this is it. Like if they this I mean, and I know you hate when I jump to like stuff that we're going to talk about, but I won't. But I'm in my head thinking, we know as fans, like, kind of like there's no more chances. Like we're coming down to the wire. So like all of our, couch coaching moments is like, all right, boys, get your head in the game and, you know, play hockey and give it 110% and get your
Is here.
shit together and rah, rah, rah. Um, but that's just us. And it's like, so what? So who's doing that in the locker room right now where it's going to really matter? Is that where Tommy's going to come over and really get it, really lay it on the line? Or does Ovechkin still have uh, an upper hand? Or are we going to start looking at, you know, Ryan Leonard? Like, I mean, like, where are we at right now? So it just feels so weird and vulnerable to be 19 games. It is 19 games, right? So we have left
18 after
18.
Saturday.
Okay. Like it just feels like really vulnerable. Like all of us are like, oh wait, I thought we had more time for all these changes. Like we need some time to adjust. And it's like, all right, no, Carlson's out, Dowd's out. All right, go. It's like, oh wait, what? Okay. So hopefully they're having, the team is what I do appreciate about the Capitals, and we've always said this. They are one team that is incredibly close. Like that is like a true brotherhood. You can see it. Like they've got each other's back. Um, with all of the, with everything that goes on, whether there's fights or breaking records, or someone has a baby or someone gets married, like whatever it is, that they truly are there for each other. So now this is it. This is your time to shine and show us, this trade happened, trades, and that you're just going to roll with it and get back together and get your head in the game. So
Yeah. I don't think much more than that can be said. You just kind of reminded me of something just now.
mhm,
The Utah game, they actually went without Alexei Protas,
mhm.
and it was
Because he had a little baby.
revealed that it was because they had uh, a little one on the way, and gave birth to his wife gave birth to a baby girl. So congrats to them. But no, that's not an excuse, nor should it be an excuse. Should be next man up at that point. And they were good enough to win that game. Had
Mhm,
they did what? Played 60 minutes,
mhm.
which they did not. Um,
Nope.
no, and that's been the story for a long time. Now they had a way around it last year when they didn't do that, but that weapon has left them. It's deserted them. Um, my last take on the deal. Okay, so yeah, I said on my live stream, yes, this was a clear message to the team. You guys aren't good enough right now to make the playoffs or even do any damage in the playoffs. Okay, but there's other ways to tell the team that besides gutting their leadership.
Mhm.
But I guess, yeah, like you said, it's a business. Okay, fine. Uh, you got something. You got something. You got a total of 4 draft picks, decent draft picks for 2 guys rapidly approaching the end of their careers. Okay, great, but I don't. I'm beginning to doubt that management saw or could have seen or had the foresight to understand the unintended consequence of what happened.
Mhm.
And
Well, that's
I
just
don't.
because they see it as a business. They don't see the emotional attachment.
That's true. That's very
Yeah.
true. But yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's a little buyer's remorse or seller's remorse now that they did that, and it was just really really awful that you know they didn't have the new guys. I don't know. I don't know who planned this crap, but they didn't have the new guys coming on board until much later. But I just get a vibe of they're throwing up the white flag on the season, but not really. Um, and I don't know. To me, this double mindedness, this half assedness, needs to stop. They either need to go all in on improving the team or all in on tearing it down. And uh, they can't. I don't know how much longer they can sustain this tightrope, but
Mhm.
and look, I'm not stupid. I know they are possibly getting a dynamo in Cole Hudson here in a few weeks' time, hopefully. So he might vastly improve things, but he's not going to show up until end of March, at
Mhm.
the last week of March at the soonest. It'll be too late by then.
Right.
So I mean, there is no way from what management did that they believe this team is good enough right now to make the playoffs. So it was all about the future. No, I'm not happy about it, but um, you know what? I better see some. I tell you what, I think I speak for a lot of other Caps fans when I say I better see some go down during the off season, and I don't want to go into that right now. We don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm going to dispense with that. But if you've been paying attention, then you know that there's room for improvement and there's tools to do that. And I'll
Mhm.
leave it at that.
Yep.
So, all right. So, quick rundown of the schedule. So, yes, as Anna and I mentioned, there are exactly 18 games left. Where do the Caps stand in the standings? Well, they're not standing, they're falling. 69 points right now. Oh, I could run with that number right now, but I won't because yeah, the walls have ears, and I'll probably be run off the internet if I said what's on my mind regarding that number and what the Caps are playing like. But use your imagination. Good enough for 4 spots out of the wild card right now. New Jersey and Florida are behind them, and as bad as the Caps have been playing, I would not be surprised if the Caps get passed by them. Now, what's coming up here in the next week? Got 4 games in the span of 6 days. So schedule is going to be unkind to them again. 7:00 puck drop Monday night, the 9th. And Sports on the Hill with Caps Talk featuring, of course, Robbie Gross, the host, and yours truly. I'm not speaking for the Mermaid. I think you have plans for that week.
I do. Yeah, I'm not on tomorrow.
Okay. So it will be he and I for Caps Talk and whoever else is available. Not sure at this point, covering probably the last period live of that game. None of these games are must win. As you know, nothing's official yet, nothing's clinched. But I got to say, with this past week, they look out of it, And I don't see, unless they go on something like a double-digit winning streak, I just don't see it. So, Caps playing Calgary at home, 7 o'clock puck drop at Cap 1. That's Monday the 9th. Then a quick northeastern road trip, Philly Wednesday night, 7:30 against the Flyers. And then right after, a back-to-back, 7 o'clock in Buffalo against the red-hot Sabres. I can't believe the words are coming out of my mouth, but that might well be a game that you might want to skip because, of course, now that they're good, the exact opposite will happen. So we'll probably get Bizarro World hit us again, and the Caps will win something like 9-2 against them. We can only hope. Oh, and then so the weekend hits at that point. Come back to Cap 1. So 14th, March 14th. Guess who? It's Boston. And again, another matinee, this time at 3 o'clock. Is it nationally televised? Oh, look. Yes, it is.
Of course it is.
So the only missing from the trifecta is the long break. Good God. Nail meat coffin. God, I hate being on down on my own team, but I think that if the Caps lose that game, it's done. You might as well say, okay, done at that point. Call it.
Yep.
I get that some of you out there are diehards, and I'm not acting like a diehard right now, but I know what I'm looking at. I know I know a defeated team when I see it. But this game right here, this game against Boston, who will probably still be in front of them at some point, unless they fall off the earth somehow, will be the big one. If there is a must-win game this coming week, it's that one. And if they lose it, call time of death at that point. So
yeah, agreed.
So there you have it. We will be recording next March the 15th. And again, I will be Sans Mermaid, as will Sports on the Hill tomorrow night. So we have, if you want to join us, 2 slots open for that recording. So as always, if you want to contact us and be on the show, definitely a good time to give us your take at that point. So that's March the 15th, probably sometime in the evening or early afternoon. Pardon me. So if you've got nothing to do on the Ides of March, give us contact. My personal email, glhallowed @yahoo.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook on the Messenger or the group page if you want to join us. But we're going to be looking for a temporary co-host at that point. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here. We said what we said, but it ain't looking good, I hope is the point that we got across. All right, so for the Mermaid, Anna Knox, this is the Blue Liner on Point, signing off and reminding you that, it's never any use blindfolding a Pokemon. Why? Because it's just going to Pikachu. That was for you, Robbie.
I was gonna say I'm you the wrong host.
Hallelujah, and let's go, Caps.
Caps.
This has been another episode of the Power Play Point Podcast. All episodes are available from Apple Podcasts, the Podbean app, blueliner77.podbean.com, and now available from Stitcher. Music by Joe McAllister, voiceover by Jeffrey Conkle.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Power Play Point Podcast. Thanks for listening.